Okay, hi, my name is Laura, and I wanted to upload this video. This is the very first of many videos that I'm planning on uploading to this channel, and I've wanted to do this for a long time because I just have so many different health and wellness tips that I've wanted to share with people. I feel like I'm always telling people about certain things, tips, and, health and wellness, ideas that people have never heard of that actually work and work for things that people have never heard of, like the fact that vitamin D helps with back pain. Like, who's ever thought of that? Who's ever heard of it? But I sort of discovered that by accident, and when you go on the net, you'll find all this information that shows that vitamin D actually really, really helps people with back pain, but nobody ever talks about it, particularly not your chiropractor. But probably not. But anyway, the very first video that I wanted to upload has to do with smoking. And I wanted to make this the first one because I know what it's like to smoke. And I was never like I wouldn't say I was a pack-a-day smoker, but I smoked enough that, I felt like I could have been damaging my lungs. And I felt like it took years to kind of get past that with as many cigarettes as I did smoke between the ages of 22 and 33. And 33 was the year that my dad passed away, and I lit up like a chimney that year. I smoked so much. But then when I quit, I did quit cold turkey like my mother did when she was in her mid-30s. And it was like I just never looked back. And I had tried to quit a bunch of times before, and it never worked for me. And honestly, the thing that worked for me, and this may not work for other people, but it worked really, really, really well for me, is to just say to myself, I will never, ever, 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 ever again in my entire lifetime smoke another cigarette. And you just have to be that adamant about it, and just be like really, you dig deep into the depths of your soul, and you find that part of you that is just so stubborn and steadfast and absolutely will not budge. And I know it's not an easy thing to do, because I know the power of cigarettes. I wasn't even I was not a pack-a-day smoker, but I smoked enough so that I learned the addiction of cigarettes. And what the problem was is that when you are addicted to cigarettes, you really feel like it's just this instant solution for everything. Like, anytime you're having a bad day, an anxious moment, if you're pissed off about something, you just want to light up a cigarette, because it enables you to have that feeling of, fuck it. You truly feel like you just don't care. And while in some ways that's a great feeling, it's also a really bad thing to do if you want to overcome it. And what I started to notice was I started to really admire the people who didn't smoke and didn't need that feeling. And I realized in my later 30s that I wanted to, well, it wasn't my later 30s, it was my early 30s, 33. But I started to realize that I wanted to become one of those people instead. And so, ever since I quit, let's see, I quit in 2003, so it's been 9 years. And every time I see somebody smoking, I always want to talk to them and say, look, I know you want to tell me, just screw off. It's none of my business, but can I just say, I used to smoke too. And I just want to say, if you ever find it in yourself to quit, you're going to feel so much better. Like, if you truly, truly can, quit and just like say, I will never, ever smoke another cigarette again, ever. And I hope it works for you, and it's because I know how addicting it is. It's like I see these people sometimes, if I go into like a liquor store, not buying liquor, but well, usually, if I'm in a store and I see, somebody ahead of me and he's like buying a pack of cigarettes, I always want, well, I don't want to cause a scene in the liquor store. It's like that scene in Clerks where like there's a guy who comes into the liquor store and he's like telling the guy, not to buy the cigarettes and how bad they are for you, and he's doing it right in front of the clerk. I don't want to be that person, but I do, but I don't. But anyway, I just want to say, as a non-smoker, I'm really, really proud, and I'm so happy about the fact that I can run 5 or 6 miles with no training. It's not easy, but I can do it. And I'm just really super healthy now, and I feel really good about my life, and, I'm strong, and it feels really good to be strong and healthy and know it, and not be struggling with damn cigarettes. Excuse the plumbing. I'm in the bathroom here. For some reason, the plumbing in this toilet is just like, it keeps doing that every like 15 minutes. I know that's not good. I've told my landlady about it, but it's still like, I don't know why it does it. But anyway, so I just wanted to share that with anybody who it might help. And, you know, again, I think cold turkey, at least for me, was the best approach to take. I didn't use Nicoderm. I didn't use a patch. I didn't use, you know, any of that stuff. I didn't use hypnosis. I remember one time writing out an index card and taping a cigarette to it and saying, this is my last cigarette. And that was going to be my motivation. And I like taped the cigarette and I taped it on the fridge. Or I taped the cigarette to the index card, taped the index card to the fridge, and I said, this is my last cigarette ever. But you know what? Looking at that damn cigarette made me want to smoke. And so I just literally had to just get the cigarettes out of my life and not look at them, not think about them. And I'll admit, occasionally I've had a few, you know, in the last 9 years, I've had a few dreams that I just slipped up and just went right back to smoking, because it was after I had that cigarette. I remember there was an occasion where I did slip up. I was so adamant. I was like, I'm not going to smoke again. You know, this is my last one. I was like glamorizing it and everything. But for me, that wasn't the key to getting it to work. The key truly was to just like not talk about it, not look at it, not have it in the kitchen, anything. Just be done with it and say, I'm done. You know, and it worked so well for me that I wanted to share it with other people. So I'm not sure if that can help anybody else, but if it does, good for you, because it really does feel good to be part of the non-smoking community. And I know what it's like to be part of the smokers group, because it's fun. For some weird reason, it was a lot of fun for me to be part of the, I don't want to say that effed up crowd, but you know, it's like you go to a club and you have your cigarettes and it's like, it's so much fun to go outside and you're smoking a cigarette and there's other people smoking cigarettes and you're all suddenly instantly part of the same group, and you're just like, you're the part of the we don't give a shit crowd, you know? And it's like a very easy crowd to belong to. It's not hard at all. But I'm at a point where, you know, I was at a point where I didn't want to be part of that crowd anymore. I didn't want to be part of the easy crowd. I wanted to be healthy and, you know, do things that were a challenge to me, and part of that challenge meant giving up cigarettes. So very, very happy that I did. I hope you can too. All right, good luck.